I'll let people ask questions in my Discord, and I go ahead and answer them. And I make a video of it. I post it to the Discord. I post it to my YouTube and on Twitch, in case you weren't here to see it. So I'll go ahead and start with the first question is from is from Wizard Lizard. He asked, "What game did you play during your first stream?" So my first stream, I played X-Men versus Street Fighter as one of the like my my first computer that I had, not my first, but my previous computer I had for streaming. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the most high end. So I played games that were like retro games that were easy for me to stream with my OBS. And it was an arcade game. It was a game that I could play with my arcade stick that I had just got. So I wanted to play something that I was decently good at and that I could present to my audience. So I played X-Men vs. Street Fighter. It was a very short stream, maybe about 30, 40 minutes of me just playing through the story mode. I didn't have any viewers. I think I had maybe like one or two people stop by and then like hop out. The quality wasn't the best, but yeah, I played X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And the next question is, how did I meet Richard? Now, by Richard, he means Richard Riot. Richard Riot is a friend of mine, a fellow streamer. You guys go check him out. Give him that shout out. Riot. Make sure you guys go follow him. I first met Richard. I was new to Twitch, and I heard about the new Attack on Titan game that had just came out. And so what I did was I went ahead and I searched for people who were streaming the game. He was one of the top streamers for the game, and I think he was the only person who was streaming with a webcam too. So I checked out his stream, and just start talking to him about the game, and it was really cool. It was really cool. He was literally like one of the first people that I actually followed that wasn't like a big time streamer, and I just started watching the streams. So that's how I met Richard Riot. Um, who? His next question, Wizard Lizard. His next question is, who's your favorite villain from any game you've ever played? That's a good question. I would have to say my favorite villain from any video game I've ever played has to be Magus from Chrono Trigger. He's a really, 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 really cool character. His story on the game is amazing. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys because I want you to play Chrono Trigger and and find out about Magus. But basically, he's an overlord for like orcs and demons, um, and he's like their king. Like they all look up to him, and he's a sorcerer, so he's got all this different type of magic that he can do. His weapon of choice is a scythe, and man, he's just a badass character. If you don't know, Chrono Trigger came out on Super Nintendo. It was created by um, one of the creators for Final Fantasy, one of the creators for Dragon Quest, and then it was animated by Akira Toriyama. Akira Toriyama, he created Dragon Ball Z, so it might seem familiar. So yeah, go check it out if you don't already know about him. It's a good game, and yes, that's my favorite villain from a video game. Next question is from Makumo, and he says, "If you were able to continue your military service, would you?" Nope, and I can. The age limit for joining the military is 38. I'm only 30 right now. You can join, you can rejoin, even if you've already done your service. But no, I've done my time. I'm content with what I did, and I don't see myself joining the military again. I always say, yeah, I'd do it again, but after 6 years, I think I'm done. Next question. What is your favorite genre of music? My favorite genre, I would say, I like a multitude of genres. So I would say I like electronic music. I like dance music. I like house music. A little bit of dubstep when it was popular at the time. Uh, I like hip hop, but I like old school hip hop, like from the '90s. Um, a little bit of hip hop from the 2000s as well. I really don't keep up with the modern hip hop rap scene, but yeah, I listen to a little bit of jazz. I like a little classical, um, R&B, of course. I like soul. I like a little bit of disco, a little bit of reggae. So I listen to a little bit of everything. Um, so hopefully that answers your question. And I see you spelt favorite the European way. I see that. So next question is from Only Bulu. Only Bolu says, if you could have any two games or game franchise do a crossover, what would it be and why? I'm glad you asked that question. That's a very good question. Now, I'm a fan, obviously, by my name, of Street Fighter games. If Capcom could make a crossover game with Nintendo, I think that would be absolutely amazing. Out of the two franchises of any fighting games, my favorites are a game from Capcom and then a game from Nintendo, which is Super Smash Brothers. So if Capcom and Nintendo made a fighting game or any type of game that would cross over, I think that would be a really good game. Make it happen, Capcom. Make it happen. All right. So the final question for the night comes from Sonic. Uh, Sonic Guru 53. He asked, what is your favorite retro game? Now, he put in parentheses. He says, excluding beat 'em ups like Streets of Rage, because Streets of Rage is my second favorite game of all time, and I would consider that a retro game. Now, excluding Streets of Rage, my favorite retro game of all time is an RPG called Chrono Trigger. Now, we talked about that earlier with my favorite villain being Magus from a retro game or from a video game. Chrono Trigger is a beautifully crafted game. The story is amazing. The gameplay is solid. It was so ahead of its time. It had elements of time travel, sci-fi, post-apocalyptic. Like there was so many things that were connected to the game. It was just really cool and amazing for me. Each character was unique and fantastic. The game still holds up to this day. I mean, it came out on Super Nintendo, but it still holds up. Like you play it today, and it's still fun. It's still interesting. It's still relevant. It's fun to play. Like the controls of the game don't feel like they're behind the times. You could still play it and have fun. It's got an active battle system, so it's not just like select an attack and watch him play it out. Like the active battle system is kind of like what they have nowadays, where you're fighting um, you're fighting the enemy at the same time they're fighting you. So they can attack you. If you take too long to select an attack, you're still going to get hit, you know? So it's almost like the go-between of the classic RPG system and what we have today, where you play games like Final Fantasy 15 and the enemy is actually attacking you, you know? So, yeah. Uh, that's what I would say is my favorite retro game of all time. Chrono Trigger, without a doubt, without a doubt. So thank you guys all for the questions. And if you missed the stream and you weren't able to attend these questions, I will be posting this. So watch out for that. And yeah, that's going to do it for the stream. So if you guys don't take one thing from the stream, I hope you guys take this. I hope you have a good day or good evening, wherever you're at in the world. It doesn't matter. We're just chilling. We're just hanging out. It's your boy Street Fighter 88 and Street Fighter 88 fam. I'll catch you guys next stream. Peace.